Going on tour and playing music is unlike anything that you've ever done before. Although it's not like you're going on a vacation because, you have deadlines that you have to meet, you have to worry about gear, you have to worry about logistics, all while managing the relationships with people within your band, the promoters, and living a semi-balanced life. Although it's not a vacation, it's also something that you want to savor. Because honestly, this tour that we just went on, I've had so many memories that I wouldn't trade for anything. I would argue that I've lived more than some people have in many years. So with that being said, I want to give you guys my few key tips on making your tour experience run as smoothly as possible so that you can enjoy doing all the fun parts about touring. Being efficient with your time is gold when you're on a tight schedule and you have to load on gear, load off gear, sound check, do all of that stuff. Chances are the touring package bands will be playing consecutively one after another. So for us, we played first, followed by our buddies in Reaping Asmodea, followed by Inanimate Existence. And we all shared the same cabinets and speakers. It was great because each of our bands only had to worry about wheeling off one of our cabs instead of wheeling off 3 cabs per band. It naturally led to a decrease in the amount of downtime between each band's performance. Think about it in terms of an audience member. If it takes, 15-20 minutes for a band to set up and nothing's going on, you're gonna want to get bored. You're probably not gonna be as patient to check out these new bands that you've never heard of, and chances are you're probably gonna wanna leave. Now great, you've traveled all this way in order to play and people are now leaving right before you're about to play. Horrible. So one thing that I wanna add is that there are some musicians and bands out there that are adamantly against sharing gear. In this industry, a lot of it is based on relations. So, if you're going on tour with a band and they're adamantly against it, don't beat them over the head with it. At the end of the day, you gotta look out for yourself. So bring your own cabinets and your own gear as well. Selling merchandise is the breadwinner of your band. However, in the hustle and bustle of, loading things on stage, focusing on warming up, putting on a good performance, speaking and networking with the people in all of these cities and all of the other hustle and bustle of tour, you're probably not gonna have the mental bandwidth to think about merch. So having a person dedicated to just doing that makes a world of difference, because then they could keep track of all the money that you've made, all the inventory that you've sold, what designs are popular, etc. So here's the type of person that you should be asking to do merchandise for your band on tour. You want to bring out somebody that's a good friend of yours who is A, great with people, and B, responsible. These two things are paramount. We brought out our good friend Gabe, who was a blast to be around. Not only was he great at keeping track of money made, our inventory, and selling merchandise, his personality was just so uplifting, and he had this knack for just attracting people to our booth and raising the spirits of the band. So Gabe, if you're watching this, thank you so much. So when you find this perfect merch guy, offer to pay him in some way or another in exchange for him going out on tour with you. So the way that we had it set up is that if Gabe went on tour with us, then we would pay for all of his meals and he wouldn't have to worry about that. Also, he'd get the chance to travel and go on tour with us, which is frankly pretty cool in itself. One of the best parts about going on tour is the fact that you'll be traveling to places that you've probably never been in your entire life and never would have had it not been for this tour. And one of the best ways of familiarizing yourself with these cultures is, making friends with the locals and seeing if you could spend the night at one of their places. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, whoa, I wouldn't want to impose on them. I mean, they're just audience members. I mean, who'd want to put up, 5 to 6 sweaty dudes in their house and let them shower and let them take a shit in their toilet? Who would want to do that? You've poured your blood, sweat, and tears into your music and your craft. Chances are you're going to connect with somebody far more on a deeper level than you could have realized. On this tour, we stayed with multiple fans at their houses who were more than happy to put us up for the night. In particular, we stayed with this awesome couple in Portland, Oregon, who let us sleep in their house while they insisted on sleeping outside in a tent, all because they were extremely grateful for, the work that we put into our craft, and it was their way of saying thanks and showing their appreciation. To Dylan and Elizabeth, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Like, your hospitality meant the world to us. We stayed with another fan named Danny in Fresno, California, who literally cooked us a feast in addition to housing us and another band. You'd be surprised at how many people out there that are genuinely great people that are appreciative of what you do. This is one of those things that makes music and all of, you know, the struggle, the pain, the hardship worth it. You get to connect with some amazing fucking people, and you get to learn about their stories, you get to learn about their culture, you get to, you know, share your story with them and bond. And it's a connection that can't be replicated in any other real way. I mean, these people, they mean so much to you, and you mean so much to them because you've connected through your art, through your expression, and it's just, it's one of those things that just makes this journey worth it. And don't be afraid to ask, because those people are out there. So that about wraps up the 3 touring tips that I have for this video. I have a lot more to say on the subject, but I didn't want to overload you guys with too much information all at once.
Also, you didn't hear this from me, but legend has it that if you press that subscribe button, then groupies will flock to your shows by the hundreds. So, shh, it's a secret.
Last but not least, it's time to announce the 2 winners for our headphones, and they are, drumroll, Inoman and Russell Van Steele. Congratulations, guys. But yeah, to everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.